So that was just usability kind of issues. We were also interested in accessing, trying to find out what are preferences of people accessing information online. So one of the things which we did was actually held small competitions with these kids and asked them um, to find out what's their preferred language of searching online. So we actually asked them to find a piece of information by going online after they've learned how to use the internet. And the information being asked for was available in Urdu and in English. They were not given any preference of language, but our evaluators were noting how many went on English websites versus Urdu websites to actually get the requested information. And the data on the left-hand side here shows you that an overwhelming percentage actually went and retrieved information from the Urdu websites, searching in Urdu. So out of 93 attempts, only 4 were done in English and 89 were done in Urdu. Similarly, so the same students were asked to basically make either Urdu or English newspaper as their homepage, again to see their preference of accessing information. And none of the students, out of 138 students, we've got data from, chose English as their preferred, as their homepage. Everybody wanted to go to Urdu as their homepage, preferred homepage. We've also worked on content in this project. I'll finish up in a minute. And we actually developed and explored top-down, bottom-up hybrid content development models in Bangladesh, in Cambodia. There's some work in Sinhala, here in Sri Lanka. We've also done content development in Pakistan, Bhutan, and also these two are examples where the content was developed which was not actually planned. So this is a 100-year celebration for the basically the king in Bhutan, and this is floods which came in Pakistan, and the Urdu version of the government website. So not only did we want to develop content, we also wanted to measure what is easier to develop as far as end users are concerned. Would end users prefer to develop content online in local languages or in foreign English, basically? Again, going back to the same project in Pakistan, here's some data which I wanted to share with you. So content obviously is also developed when you're communicating with other people. We were talking to, our team were talking to these children for about a year, guiding them when we were running this project. And we were actually logging all the emails and chat sessions. And we were also logging the language of this. So the students were free to chat in any of the languages they wanted to, and we would respond in the same language. And interestingly, 89% of all the communication which was done through the project was in Urdu, and very small amount, about 9% done in English. And finally, there was a competition run to develop local language websites for the communities, where these children who were trained had to actually go and make web pages at the end of the day, and they were asked to just make a good web page to win without really putting a constraint on whether it has to be in English or Urdu or any of the language. And interestingly, all the websites which were prepared by children were in Urdu. So that's also the preferred language of content generation online. Versus even their teachers, most of them actually developed websites in Urdu. Only one of the teachers actually developed a website in English. So even for teachers who are probably much more literate, Urdu still remains the choice for content generation. So we've learned quite a few things working in the region as far as local language computing is concerned. And these are some of the more generic things. So the data I've shown obviously reflects on some of these things, but these lessons are coming from much of the other work which we've also done in the region through other projects in other countries. So language technology standards need to be developed, of course. So that's the first thing where you want to start with. Language technology takes time to develop, especially the advanced applications. So we are working on it, but it's not a process which will end in a year. So you take a decade or so to develop a complete solution. What I'll do is I'll give this presentation to the organizers, and you can go through this and eventually see if you have any questions. You can come and ask me. There are many interesting things. Some of this work is actually published online as well. I've run out of time, so I'll just stop here and thank you all for it. Thank you very much. Sure.